For my first piece, I'm doing Ode to a Nightingale. My heart aches and a drowsy numbness pains my sense as through of hemlock I had drunk, or emptied some dull opiate to the drains. 1 minute past, the levee wards had sunk. 'Tis not through envy of thy happy lot, but being too happy in thine happiness, that thou light-winged drade of the trees, in some melodious plot of beeching green and shadows numberless, singest of summer in the full-throated ease. Oh, for the drought of vintage that hath been cooled a long age in the deep delved earth, tasting of flora and the country green, dance and provincial song and sunburst mirth. Oh, for a beaker full of the warm south, full of true the blushful hippocrene, with beaded bubbles winking at the brim, and purple-stained mouth. I think that I might drink, and leave the world unseen, and with thee fade away into the forest dim. Far away dissolve, and quite forget what thou among the leaves hast never known, the weariness, that the fever and the fret, here where men sit and hear each other groan, where the palsy shakes a few sad last gray hairs, where the youth grows pale, the spectrine thin and dies, where but to think is to be full of sorrow, and laden-eyed despairs, where beauty cannot keep her lustrous eyes, or new love pine at them beyond tomorrow. Away, away, for I will fly to thee, not charioted by Bacchus and his pards, but on the viewless wings of poesy. Through the dull brain perplexes and retards, already with thee tender is the night, and happily the queen moon is on her throne, clustered around by all her starry fays, but here is no light, save what from heaven is with the breezes blown, through Verodius glooms and winding mosey ways.
I cannot see what flowers are on my feet, nor what soft incense hangs upon the boughs, but embalmed darkness guess each sweet, where with the seasonal month endows the grass, the thicket, and the fruit tree wild. White hawthorn and the pastoral elegantine, the fast fading violets covered up in leaves, and midday eldest child, and the coming music rose full of dewy wine, the murmurous haunt of flies on summer eve. Darkly I listen, and for many a time I have been in love with easeful death, called him soft names and many mused rhyme to take into the air my quiet breath. Now more than ever seems it rich to die, to seize upon the midnight with no pain, while thou art pouring forth thy soul abroad in such an ecstasy. Still wouldst thou sing, and I have ears in vain, to thy high requiem become a sod. Those wasn't not born for death, immortal bird. No hungry generations tread thee down. The voice I hear this past night was heard in ancient days by emperor and clown. Perhaps the self-same song that found a patch through the sad heart of Ruth when I'm sick for home. She stood in tears amid the alien corn. The same that oft times hath charmed magic ceasements opening on the foam of perilous seas in fairy land forlorn. Forlorn, the very word is like a bell. to toll me back from these is to soul myself. I do, the fancy cannot cheat so well, and she is famed to do so to steam an elf. I do, thy plaintive anthem fades, passing near meadows over the still stream. Up the hillside, and now 'tis buried deep in the next valley glades. Was it a vision or a walking dream? Fled is not music. Do I wake up or sleep?
Forlorn. Ode to a Nightingale. I feel in the first stanza, intoxication, awe, or amazement, like definitely connected. The bird represents the pure of nature, definitely. In the second stanza, the man talks about wanting different kinds of wine that can take him out of his reason and rationality, and so that way he can forget about this world for a while. In the fifth and sixth stanza, the speaker does not want the wine anymore, but will use poetry to gain deeper thoughts. And the speaker can see himself in the bird through his deep intoxication and is able to be in tune with nature and being able to smell all the different flowers. And in the last few stanzas, he realizes that everything has an end, and just as he will, everything else will die.